Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello.
Hello? How do I do this? Good morning, Starshines! Welcome. Welcome to apparently my affiliate anniversary. I had no idea. If I had, I probably would have scheduled something. But thank you everyone for the well wishes. It's been 3 years. Heck, how did that happen? But I appreciate it all. Hello everyone, welcome in. Tatted X Stitcher, thank you for the follow. Thanks everyone for grabbing your coffees. Oh, that's right. gayMA with Moon. Yay! Happy affiliate anniversary to me as well. And gayMA with Moon. But hi everyone, welcome in. As you can see, we are in fact streaming with the moon. The actual moon. In person, here on Earth. We're gonna start the shared chat in a minute here. But hi, welcome in. Hello, Callie. Hello, Jilly. Good to see you. Hello, Mike. Hello, Gardens. Hi, Toot. Hi, Moon. Just scrolling through and reading names. Connie, welcome in. Thank you so much for the well wishes. And thank you for the hydrate, too. I actually don't have coffee this morning. I kind of ran out of time to make it. So I usually wake up around 6. It's kind of like a holdover from when I was a PSW, when I worked in healthcare. So I usually wake up around 6:30, and then I have a nice slow morning until about 8, and then I start doing my stuff. I woke up at 9 today, and obviously we start streaming at 10. So it's been been a bit of a crazy morning here at the Cozy DH HQ. But it's okay. We're here. We're here. We're streaming. We're waking up. You know, it's your Saturday morning cartoons and stitching. We have no responsibilities now. The year is 1996. There we go. We've got Moon's name on my coffee. The year is 1996. We're about to watch, you know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's all good. I was about to say Spice World. Although we could watch Spice World. I don't know if we could in 1996. You guys know, maybe this is my weird fact for the day. The Spice Girls were only like a thing for a year and a half. From their first album launch to Ginger leaving was like a year and 9 months or something like that. It was ridiculously short. Anyways. And a coworker appreciation for Jilly for Earls. Early is right here. Let's see if I can tilt the camera. Yeah, he's right here. She'll be hanging out with us for stream, as always. I should just leave the camera there. I know what you guys are really here for. Let me just check in with Moon. Moon is feeding Yooners some treats. So after we do treats... See, I could do treats, but then I would have 5 cats on my desk at the same time, and that's just a recipe for disaster. So... yeah, let's not do that. Maybe if my desk were a little bit clearer. But I've still got, like, here's yesterday's coffee mug. I've got yesterday's dishes over here. I just need to clean. Oh no, there's the day before's coffee mug too. Maybe I'm gonna spend my afternoon cleaning my office. I swear I took my meds this morning. So, we are here. It is Pride Month. And Moon and I decided to do a gayMA. Thank you, Muffin, for that. I don't think Muffin's here, but thank you, Muffin, for that. So we're both different flavors of queer. So we thought that it might be interesting, fun, good exercise for the community if we came together and just kind of answered your gay questions. And like your queer questions, obviously, not specifically gay. So if you do have any questions, anything you've been wondering about, anything that you would like us to speak about, even if it's not necessarily a question, just a topic that you would be interested in getting our opinion on, feel free to ask. If you do not want to ask publicly, if you want to ask anonymously, that's what I'm trying to say, you can whisper it to me and I will say the question without attaching your name to it. You can whisper myself or Moon will both do that for you. I'm just gonna check in with Moon, see if she's ready for a share. If or share. I'm gonna type inside my head. And who better for morning, a good old 90s cartoon morning than my fabulous 90s wizard. I love him. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning, Moon Starshines. Moonshines. That's something else.
Yes. It's me, notably. And also some illicit alcohol.
Hello. Okay. So as always, when we're doing shared things, let us know how volume sounds on either stream.
Yes.
If music is too loud, if one of us too quiet, that kind of thing. But good morning, Moon. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. I was telling chat that like I'm feeling so rested and happy, and I'm really looking forward to this, and because I've never done something like this online. Like, I'm openly queer, obviously, but like
Yeah.
an AMA, I haven't done that, so.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, I'm super
Yeah.
glad that you were down for the idea now.
Yeah, me too. I'm super
Yeah.
glad you were down for it too. But yes, like Toot just pinned in the pinned comment. Welcome to our gayMA. Ask Moon and DH anything within reason. Don't make Toot ban. And if you'd like to ask a question anonymously, feel free to whisper Toot, DH, or Moon. Yes. But hi Gardens, hi Mike.
And hello Moon's chat.
Yes, hello everybody.
Yeah.
Hello DH's chat. And also, happy affiliate anniversary, DH.
Thank you. I had no idea it was today, but as Toot pointed out, I'm already doing something special by streaming with you.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just started a new thread and I'm still working on an old thread. I don't even know what I'm doing today.
Wait, you have 2 threads going on?
Yeah, I was looking at the front here, and I was like, oh, I need to start a new thread. I have a thread attached
you had the
in the
thread
back.
at the back? Oh no.
It's fine. It's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys, like, we were getting ready for stream, and at like 9:40, I was like, oh shit, I almost forgot to take my meds. And then DH responded like, oh shit, me too.
Yeah, we're
still very ADHD.
I mean, I blame waking up at 9 instead of 6, but
yes, absolutely, that too. You did wake up very late compared to usual.
Yeah.
You Gardens, you do that all the time.
Just realized
I think. Sorry, go ahead.
I forgot to. Oh no, I did update my project. Yay. Okay, my project command works today.
Yay. Yeah. I think I've only done that when I was doing parking. Really.
Yeah, I usually end a thread on the front so I can attach to the front of my needle minder. But I was tired last night, I guess, so.
Valid. Let me zoom in a tiny bit.
Yeah. So I was thinking we could get the gayMA kicked off by talking a little bit about ourselves.
Yes.
And just kind of like our identities, so you guys have a baseline of where our opinions and our knowledge is coming from.
Yes.
So I don't know if you would like to go first, if you'd like me to go first.
I actually don't mind, but I can go first for sure. So I identify as pansexual and gray sexual and gray romantic. So for me, connection is very important to feel safe in developing a romantic or physical connection. And that's a really big part of relationships. And I don't really experience romantic attraction or physical attraction if that's not there. So I very often relate to the ace experience of like people being like, oh my god, this person is so hot, and me being just like, yeah? So yeah. And being pansexual for me, that basically means that the person's gender matters to me as much as their gender matters to them. And it has no impact to my attraction on somebody. So somebody can identify with any gender at all, and that doesn't impact my attraction. My attraction will very much be based on the connection that we built, essentially.
Thank you for such a well thought out answer. I know it is complicated.
It is one of the less straightforward ones.
Yeah, but like, okay, so this is my thing. Maybe I'll get into this after I talk about my experience. I just have to tighten my stand. I find that people who okay, so I'm gonna use the word normal people, but you're gonna see what I mean.
Mhm.
They're like, I don't know why you need all of these labels and all of this stuff, and it's like, it's because you have the exact same amount of labels. Yours are just implied by
Yes.
the world that we live in. Like, for example, my mom, just my mom, would be heterosexual, heteroromantic, cisgendered, AFAB. Like, she has all of the same amount of labels that I have. It's just she doesn't need to state them. They're assumed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I didn't mention gender, so I'm just gonna mention that real quick. Essentially, I'm cis, so my pronouns are she, her. But I don't really have a strong. I mean, I do have a strong, between quote marks, attachment to my gender of being a woman, but it's kind of out of spite. Like, I don't really care about being a woman, like, internally, but I care very much about being a woman externally because of how political and how charged that is. So I realize that my gender is very politicized, and so I think it's important for me to be of that gender in order to fuck shit up in the world. Like, keep, going forward with women's rights and gender equality and stuff like that. But internally, I don't really care. If that makes sense to anybody.
That definitely makes sense to me. And that's the thing, like, I think a lot of people who have those implied labels don't spend a lot of time thinking about them. So they don't have the same amount of connection to their gender or the same amount of, like, I don't know, gender euphoria.
Yeah. What do you identify as? What are your relationship with your labels?
So I am AFAB. I am queer, non-binary, and transgender. Not every non-binary person considers themselves to be transgender. I do, because I have definitely, because trans means across, like to cross something, and I definitely have a gender. It's definitely not the gender that I was assigned at birth, so I do consider myself transgender. My pronouns are they, them. I am, let's see, I use the label ace because I actually, the label I prefer is Stone Butch, but that's like a very old, like 70s 80s lesbian culture term. I just really identify with it. I most often use the label ace, asexual. I am, however, pan-romantic, where the gender of the person doesn't matter to me in terms of romantic feeling. I just don't particularly care for sex.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it if my partner's really into it, but if they aren't, then I'm like equally happy not to. That kind of thing. And I've lost the plot. Okay, so that's gender, that's sex, that's romance. What else do I need to identify? No, okay, I think that's it. So, asexual, pan-romantic, trans, non-binary, AFAB. They, them. Yes. Yes. So,
thank you.
But I do have experience as coming out as a cisgender lesbian in the early 2000s. Early to mid 2000s, which was definitely an experience. Let me tell you.
Yeah, and we hang on. We do have some messages. Toot said, "My sexuality is fuck off. My romantic attraction is fuck no, and my gender is fuck you." Very, very good. And Garden says, me, an ace, responding to someone saying someone is Smexy. Yep, that there is definitely a person. Yeah, and like my feeling when somebody says like, oh my god, they're so hot, is always like me looking at the person and trying to see aesthetically why they are pleasing to the eye, because I definitely do not feel their attraction. So it's like, I can see why you feel that way.
Yes, I agree.
That's kind
with
of how
this
I
thing.
feel. Yeah.
There was an episode of The X-Files, and they did a bit where the freak of the week, or the person, was talking to Gillian Anderson, Scully, wow, and was like going on about pretty privilege, basically, regarding Mulder, and it cuts to Mulder, and he's like standing there epically, and he's got like the 1 foot up, and I'm watching it, I'm like, is Mulder sexy? Is that the joke here?
Oh my god.
I need a straight woman, please. Explain to me.
Yeah, it does feel weird navigating the world at times when you don't feel attraction, like, innately towards people just for looks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are so many like advertisements or plots in media or interactions that don't make sense when you don't feel that, because they're so, like, so much of society is based on looks and what people find in their own way aesthetically pleasing in people.
Yeah.
Which is a wild ride sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Glenn is desperately trying to be best friends with Early, and I'm desperately trying to make that not happen. Yes, Muffin, this is the line for the gay.
Yes, welcome in, Muffin. But I am curious, because you did mention that you had experience coming out as a cis lesbian in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, if you're comfortable, of course, what your experience was, kind of owning these previous labels, and the feeling of finding new labels that fit you better.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm happy to. So basically in high school, I was a Catholic school. So my gender and sexual orientation was Catholic. And then I kind of knew, like, I knew. So but then so I moved away to college. I actually moved provinces. I was away from home, and I was out when I went to college. Like, I didn't have that like coming out like experience really. I went from being Catholic to being an out person in college. Like, they didn't know that I hadn't been out before. However, so this would have been 2005. However, the environment in which I came out as a lesbian, that word, like, it's so clunky. Lesbian. I always preferred gay woman.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think that's a very not like overly common, but I know of a lot of gay women that do not really enjoy the term lesbian, because of how it's been reclaimed by straight men and the male gaze. So I think you're not alone in that.
Yeah, it definitely does feel more of like a more male gazy term. Welcome in, Other Fire Angel. I will thank you for your comment. I will get to it just a second. Let me finish my thought. So I came out in a very small town in Nova Scotia. And actually, a few months after I moved there, there was a gay bashing, like a pretty severe one. So the environment in which I came out was very much one of protection. in which we did not discuss our own identities. We did not take on those identities. We didn't ask other people what their identities were. It was very much, I can say that I'm gay. I could not ask someone else who was in the like pride group if they were gay. Like, that was very much frowned upon, because it was for queer people and allies, and like we weren't even really using queer at that time as a descriptor. And whenever we had a group discussion, it was very much like, this is the experience that gay people have, not this is the experience that we as gay people have, if that makes sense. So it was very, and all of the discussions that were kind of more, that were less intellectual, were very much about being not even blending in, but being non-threatening to cis people. It was very much about having them accept us as normal, as not being different from them. And that was kind of the messaging that I really took on as a young gay woman, was don't be different.
How can I make straight people comfortable around me? How can I blend in?
How can I blend in? How can I make myself non-threatening? Like, don't make a thing out of my identity, because sorry, I've got Glenn trying to eat my breakfast. Because that was
Glenn.
But and like, I understand, because we were in an environment where it was still physically dangerous for us to be gay.
Yeah.
But it was not an uplifting environment. Even within the X Pride group, which is kind of ridiculous, because our like faculty advisor was a history professor who was also a drag queen. And
incredible.
The local Communist Party candidate. So I have in fact voted for the Communist Party in the past.
Incredible.
So like, he was so out and queer, and then the rest of us were told to not do that. So yeah, that was my experience. And then I kind of kept that messaging of like keeping everything close to my chest. I did come out to my mom, and then obviously I came out to the rest of my family when I married Toot, who was at the time a woman. And I called my Aunt Irma to get their address for the wedding invitation. I was like, hey, Irma, I'm getting married. I need your address for the wedding, for the wedding invitation. She's like, oh, who's the lucky fellow? And I went, actually, it's a girl. Bye. Click. They came. They had a great time at the wedding. It was so funny.
Yeah, just like, yeah, you're wrong. Bye.
Yeah,
I'm queer. Bye.
I'm gay. Bye. Click. Which is actually how I came out to my dad. He was sitting at the table eating a cheese sandwich, and I came up behind him and I gave him a hug and I said, Dad, I'm gay. Is that okay? And he, like, with a mouthful of cheese sandwich, went, yup. It took him a lot longer to like fully internalize and process it, but like, that was my coming out experience to my dad.
Oh my god, that is incredible.
So I just want to go back to Fire Angel's comment.
Yes.
I relate to the need to make my gender loud because it's politicized, like Moon said. I'm trans masc and I pass really well, so I intentionally wear clothing that shows my top surgery scars. I feel like if people see me being extremely trans and acting very polite, they might be less on edge when they see the next trans guy. Yeah, exactly. And I kind of wish there wasn't this pressure to be the good queer, you know what I mean? The palatable queer, the queer who is going to make straight people comfortable. But I definitely understand where you're coming from in making it visible. Absolutely, we have to make our identities visible, so that straight people know we're here and know that we're not some like other, we're not some other group that's in this other, like, they're far away. They're here. We're here. We're queer. We're your neighbors. So like, I definitely love that we live among you top surgery scars.
Yeah,
sorry, Moon, I talked over you.
No, I spoke over you. It's fine. I just said like we're among you,
Yeah. Among us?
but yeah, well, sus.
We are sus. All of us sus.
Yes, but yes, I definitely like I am someone who practices intersectionality a lot. So this is not me equating your experience to mine, but just finding parallels in my experience and yours. And I'm a plus size person. And, you know, as a woman, when you're taught to be thin, to be beautiful and stuff like that, that is also very politicized. So I'm very aware that the way that I dress as a plus size person is political as well. So I definitely like wear crop tops that show off my belly, that show off my stretch marks. Like I have stretch marks on my arms as well, and I will, like my arms are chubby, I will wear short sleeves, I will wear tank tops, and you know, let the bits hang out.
Yeah.
And if people are uncomfortable looking at me, then good, let them be. So
Absolutely.
I understand like showing off your top surgery scars to be like, I'm here, I'm queer, and like kind of like exposure therapy for other people.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you
like,
too.
This is what a trans mask body looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Like that TikTok of the rollerblading guy who does the flip and then go like it or not. Like it or not, this is what a trans mask body looks like, and you know, it's they exist and they're here, and we don't have to hide those. And I think that has been a really big change for me, is not having to hide who I am, because that was the messaging that I was given when I first came out.
Yeah.
And
let's catch up on chat real quick.
I was just about to say.
Gwen, obviously Gwen went away, but Ket lurked today because taking their friend who was at a hospital to Pride, because heck if she's gonna miss it. And we love that vibe today. So I hope Gwen has a Gwen and their friend have a really good time at Pride. And thank you for stopping by. And we did get a question from Gwen afterwards. And Toot said, please form anything but a straight line. Yes.
Yep.
And
form a very
bit
clear line,
lower.
Please.
Yes. And so Gwen's question was, who are your favorite LGBTQ musicians? And Gardens is a spin-off, but what are your LGBTQ anthems? And I personally am not super well versed in queer music as a history, as a genre, but currently I really love the queer and genderqueer musician Ashniko. The queer, all of their music, there's a lot of queer stories in their music, and I am not sure of their label, but they do speak about being with men, being with women, so that does speak to me, you know, like being with people of, it doesn't matter the gender. And she does have a song called Miss Nectarine that is about being a young teenage queer and her trying to be with another woman. And for the other woman, it's kind of like taboo and unsafe, and she's like practicing for the boys and it's not serious. Whereas for Ashniko, the singer, it was like, I am actually in love with you and stuff like that. So like a kind of experience of, I'm sure that a lot of women who love women have experienced of the experience of being with a quote unquote straight woman who's kind of like exploring their sexuality, whereas the queer person is kind of getting, not necessarily, I don't like to say taken advantage of, but clearly it's a situationship in that term. So I think that's my queer anthem at the moment, Miss Nectarine by Ashniko.
For me, I I know this is kind of a basic answer. Again, I'm not super into music, but it has to be Freddie Mercury for me.
Yeah.
Because he was openly out and people kind of ignored it. Like there was
Mhm.
always like, you know, he was always being asked like, "Are you gay?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then they'd still be like, "There's rumors that Freddie Mercury's gay," and then they'd ask about outright, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I am." Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I think Freddie Mercury is definitely my kind of like queer music idol. And a lot of people point to "We Are the Champions" as a queer anthem. I think for me, my favorite kind of queer anthem is "I Want to Break Free."
Oh, that's a very good one. Yeah.
I want to break free. Want to break free from the lies. You're so self-satisfied. I can't remember. I don't need you or something like that.
Mhm.
I think that is just a really powerful, like, it really reflects my experience with gender of like, I need to break free from heteronormativity, from like, I have to do this in order to survive, that kind of thing.
Mhm. Yeah. Like listening to the Queen's repertoire, knowing that Freddie Mercury is gay, like just changes the perspective and the tone of so many songs.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's really interesting though, because the video for "I Want to Break Free" has them all in drag as housewives.
Incredible.
And apparently that wasn't even Freddie's idea. I think it was Brian May's idea to put them in drag.
Oh.
And Brian May being straight, but like the best ally.
Yeah.
Thank you for the hydrate, Toot.
Thank you for the hydrate.
And sorry, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna catch up on chat a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, same. Garden says, I wear t-shirts because long sleeves don't usually fit, but they also are less restricting. I feel you. I have like sensory issues with long sleeves most of the time, especially if they're like skin tight. So I just don't really own long sleeve shirts. So yeah, and Panda says they're closely watching your technique, DH.
Yes, welcome to the 90s. I am using the technique that I learned in the late 1900s on this pattern from 1996.
Incredible.
Yeah, I'm not using any particular, well, actually that's a lie. I'm kind of using the typewriter method for filling in his cloak here. But the typewriter method, you do like one length of floss and work that down. But because this is the first time I'm working with these colors in this project, each length of floss is like leftover from another project, so it's like 8 inches. So I haven't been getting a ton of progress with any one particular color, but I really like the way it's working up because I'm getting like this nice solid mass.
Nice. And Garden says they have good songs. Cherryco is the first one that popped into my head. Well, wait, I'm thinking of Iniko. Thank you, Panda, for getting your Daily Moonstone as well. Thank you for the Hydrate, Panda, as well. Thank you, Toot, for getting your Daily Moonstone. And Panda says it's the fact that you're using one hand. Most people use two.
Yes, that is also something that I learned in the late 1900s. Like Muffin said, it's a hard habit to break. I have tried doing two-handed stitching, and I know that the more I do it, the more comfortable it will become. But I'm just not. I just don't feel like getting comfortable with it.
Absolutely
I don't work
valid.
on particularly large pieces, so I don't find that I need the. Like, this is kind of the largest hoop that I use. If I was working on a very large piece like Moon does, or with the number 4 Nerge, I would probably try and learn the two-handed method so that I wouldn't have to like stretch as much. But I'm definitely new to using stands, so working one-handed makes sense when you're used to holding the hoop.
Yes, absolutely. And I'll say, like, it's funny because I'm working in the bottom right over here, and it's kind of uncomfortable to have my left hand above because it needs to be so high to like clear the hoop.
Mhm.
So currently I am stitching with just one hand because it's not a lot of movement to bring my hand up and down when it's just the bottom right of this hoop.
Mhm.
Whereas if I had to stitch like in the upper left side, that would be a lot of work on my shoulder, and it's kind of why I've picked up stitching two-handed on a stand, because last summer I suffered a tendon injury and my right shoulder does get fatigued more easily. So learning to stitch two-handed on bigger frames, on bigger hoops has been kind of an adaptation for me so that I would be more comfortable and not injure myself further.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I do like that there are more stands and clamps and frames and stuff available to make it easier to adapt due to injury
Yeah.
or disability. Toot, let me know if the volume is more balanced now. You're trying to catch onto it right now. Usually a two-handed stitcher, but dominant arm is out of commission. Interesting. It never occurred to me that someone will learn how to two-hand stitch before one-hand stitch. For me, two-hand stitching feels like, you know, like when you level up your skill tree. Like that's like a different branch on the skill tree where yours started. Yeah. I don't know where I was going with that, but I hope you understand what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome in, Rainbow. Hello, hello.
Although
and also with the length of floss I use, I feel like two-handed would be a nightmare. Yes, that is true too. Like when
Toot would be Freddie Mercury. Every stitch.
Yep. Yeah. Like, that's definitely something that I struggle with a bit. With my length, which is much shorter than yours. Like when I'm like starting off the thread, it definitely is a lot to pull either side. But as I stitch, obviously it does get shorter and more easy to manage. That's where I'm at right now. One of the bones in my shoulder currently has a minor chip, and that chip is attached to tendons, which every time I move the arm, it's pulling the muscles and tendons onto the broken chip bone. So I'm getting next steps on Tuesday. Oh, I'm glad you're getting it checked out. I'm sorry to hear that. You're in pain.
Yeah, having an injury, especially one that impacts your crafting, is balls. It sucks.
Yeah.
Hello, Rainbow. Bon matin.
And Jilly says, I normally stitched one-handed, but especially on my big pieces, sometimes I use my other hand to keep the floss untwisted. Yeah, when I stitch two-handed, I definitely kind of use the hand that's on top as a laying tool, in a way.
And you could use your nails as a laying tool.
I know, that's what I do, actually.
You should just
My
the pointer
index.
finger. Yeah, you should like do it really, really narrow. Just the one stabby stiletto nail.
Yes.
It's the one, and then when people ask you about it, it's the one that you use for delivering poison.
Yes. But DHA, I did want to go back because it's interesting to me because you know, you first came out as a gay woman and later on found other labels that suited you more. And I also first came out as a gay woman.
Okay.
Like when I was a young teenager, so I started having feelings of like, I feel attraction to people that are not just men, and I was very confused about it because I didn't really grow up with anybody, like I didn't know anybody that was queer, and queer people in the media weren't as common as they are today. So if I'm thinking early high school, that would be about 2008 or so. And my first thoughts as like, oh, I think I could be in love with women, or I think I don't really care about people's gender actually. My first thoughts were like, oh shit, well, maybe I'm a man. Maybe I'm a man in a woman's body. Like I was so unfamiliar with if it's possible to like people of the same gender as you, that my first thought was actually maybe I'm trans. Like, because I only thought that people were straight, right? So it was like maybe I'm in the wrong body. At 12-year-old, that's what I thought. And of course, thankfully the internet exists, and I learned that it is possible to like people of, the same gender as you. But there was a lot of turmoil at that time because initially I didn't know if it existed. I didn't know if it was okay. I was worried about what my parents would think, what my friends would think. And eventually at around 14, I came out to my mom as bisexual. And my mom's reaction was, that's fine. No matter what happens, I will always, love you. But most people end up picking one side or the other. So you'll probably end up a lesbian or probably end up as a straight woman. And I was like, even at that point, I was like, no, I know that, it will stay like this, that I will not choose one or the other. But that kind of stayed with me. And for the next few years, I was very like, maybe it's true. Maybe I am just, not just as in like, it's lesser, but maybe I am only attracted to women. Maybe I am a gay woman and not bisexual, right? And there was also that discourse in the LGBTQ community, because there's a lot of biphobia or panphobia, right? So there were a few years for sure where I was like, no, I guess it's true. I am a lesbian. Because let's be honest, men are pretty awful sometimes.
Yep.
I was like, yeah.
My god, I just stitched everything in this color was the wrong color.
No. No.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's a good interruption. We need to mourn with you.
God.
Rip. But yeah, so there were a few years where I was like, I guess I'm gay, that's fine. And a few years later, I did kind of come back on those words. And I was like, no, actually I'm pan. I found the pan label online as well. Like nobody was talking about it, of course, in person. And when I found it, it really felt like, oh, that is exactly it. Like the reason why I'm so all over the place is because I actually don't care. Like it's not because I feel attraction to both men, and women, and all other gender diverse people. It's because I actually don't care. Like that's why it feels so confusing, because I'm not attracted to the gender of the person or the physical body of the person. And that felt really eye-opening, and I haven't been wishy-washy about my labels ever since, because that's what really resonates with me.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I had somewhat of the same experience. I mean, I definitely had that experience with gender. Like it was, like I knew trans existed, but it was either like I was either a woman or I was a trans man. Like there was no other option.
Yep.
And it was just that like I didn't know that things other than that existed. Like I actually remember talking to Toot and just breaking down sobbing because I was like, am I trans? Like am I like is this what I like am I actually trans because my gender was weighing so heavily on me?
Yeah.
It was yeah. So
Yeah, I
let's catch up on
empathize.
chat.
Yeah. Thank you, Rainbow.
And then Candace says, when I first got with my fiance, I questioned if it was the right relationship for the longest time because I identify as pansexual, and I felt that because I was engaged to a man and basically straight in the end, it was wrong in some way. I questioned it for a while. I mean, I think Moon and I have had this conversation, as she is also in a relationship with a straight cis man.
Yes.
So like I wouldn't call that a straight relationship or that you are straight because of it. I would say you're in a straight passing relationship, but obviously like what you say about it is more important than what I say about it.
Yes, absolutely. Like, I've had that feeling, and it feels really frustrating because not only am I, in a straight passing relationship, I am also straight passing in terms of look. Like, you know how there obviously there's no such thing as look. I don't know. So people in the queer community have come up with a lot of telltale looks and signatures that definitely read as queer. Like I'm thinking like shaved sides. I'm thinking like a lot of piercings, stretched ears. Like there's a lot of marginal looks that the queer community has adopted in order to recognize each other more easily. And that's not the way that I present. So I definitely pass as a straight woman because I mean, I dress alt, but I have long hair, I do my nails, I'm very femme presenting, that's what I mean. And so people tend to assume that I'm straight. So there's kind of like that feeling of not only am I dating a cis man, but people, when they look at me, they clock me as straight. They just assume that I'm straight. So I really struggled with that for when I was a bit younger because it felt really frustrating that my identity was constantly getting erased because of the way that I look and because of the gender of who I was dating. But over time, I gained more confidence about my identities, and I'm very happy to correct people when they assume about my sexuality or my romantic orientations. And I'm very lucky now to be with a partner who really, because like that's the thing as well. Like when I was in my early 20s, I dated a man, but he wasn't very confident in himself, and so he felt threatened by my sexuality because to him, in a weird way, it felt like everybody was a competitor, which is obviously not the case. Like, it's not because of my identity that I'm looking to date someone else when I'm dating you, right? And so he felt a bit off when I would talk about my sexuality. And that kind of stayed with me. But being with people that have really affirmed my identities and not felt threatened by it, and been like, yeah, I'm your partner, but like you're queer, and I'm happy you're queer because that's who you are. That felt really affirming. And gaining in my own self-confidence as well when I was, like I was saying, really helps me, like, you know, correct people when they assume wrongly about me. And my partner is also happy to correct others if, you know, they make assumptions about our relationship or my identities that are wrong. Obviously not outing me, but like, yeah, he would call out people if they're making assumptions that are shitty or bigoted.
Yeah,
but I
you got a good
definitely
one.
understand. And there's kind of the feeling as well of, am I missing out? Because obviously I have a feeling that like I can be with anybody of any gender. So am I limiting, between quote marks, myself to this gender because that's all I've known, or because I have daddy issues? Like, is it like, am I with the person that I am with because it's who I love, or because in a weird way, like, that's what society has driven me to mimic? So I had these questions definitely in my first relationships with cis men. So I get you, Panda. And Toot says, I'm very grateful that by the time I came out, I had started to develop my current love me or leave attitude and was more or less, I'm gay, I'm moving to another country and getting married, feel free to come along or feel free to fuck off. Yes. I still had some rough interactions, but even then I knew that they were the ones in the wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're running into ads, aren't you?
3 minutes.
Okay.
But if you are, I can run them now.
No, I'm also in 3 minutes.
Okay. And I don't want to speak for Toot, but I know that their coming out experience was significantly different, and also their realizing they were in love with a queer person was significantly different than mine. I find it funny. Toot, can I tell the story about that guy that you worked with right before you left? I know that was super non-specific. Okay, so basically what happened is I proposed to Toot in July of 2008, and they went home and started preparing to move to Canada in May of 2009, and then we were going to get married in August 2009, which we did. So she was working at a variety of places at this time, and for some reason, some dude that she had worked with for like 2 months tried to tell her not to move to Canada to be with me, but to stay in the States and be with him instead.
No.
Like,
oh,
the
yes.
audacity.
Like, let me throw away my fiance for you.
Yeah. And like at this point, Toot and I had known each other for 3 years.
Oh my god, the audacity.
Yeah.
Not good audacity either.
I always found that so funny. Like, just out of nowhere, some random dude that she worked with was like, nah. Nah, you shouldn't do that. Give me a shot instead.
Yeah, oh my god.
Alright, now I am running into ads, so let us...
Yes. We'll be back in 3 minutes, roughly, guys.
Yes, and then we'll catch up on chat.
And when we come back, we'll... Yes, exactly. So, we'll be RB.
BRB!
Yes!
Hello? I'm just gonna say hello until Moon responds. Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
Hello? Hi.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
I can hear you, I'm just being dumb.
I know.
we're just stimming at each other now.
Hello?
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 But yes, I do want to say a huge thank you for the resub, Muffin. Help you get your sticker and find it a pretty spot on the page.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna match your stickers today.
Yay!
So hang on a second. Also, I want to show you. So the reason that I couldn't fudge what I had just done is this is the color I was working with, and this is the color I was supposed to be working with.
Oh no!
Like that's not gonna work.
That is vastly different.
No.
Alright, let me pick. Ooh, that's one that we haven't had, yes, because I cleaned out the repeats. But here we have a very leafy plant. I actually don't know what it is. Do I ever know? I don't.
No.
But very pretty. Thank you for the support.
I have a baking thing in my book. I'm going to see if I have a muffin.
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 Thought he was a man, but he was a muffin.
There's a muff man. I don't have a muff man. Alright. Muffin gets this flaming skillet.
Nice.
Because that's what I think of when I think of muffin.
That's a good... I like that.
Muffins and pure chaos. A little flaming skillet for muffin.
That's my gender, just a muffin. Very good. The Muffin Man, yes. Muffin Man is, I mean, it's a little, it's a children's tale, I think, initially. But Frank Zappa has made a song about the Muffin Man. And the lyrics go a little something like, he thought he was a man, but he was a muffin. And
I love that.
Yep.
My favorite Frank Zappa quote, fact is that he named his daughter Moon Unit.
He definitely had children with odd names.
And like
Good
one of them
names.
had a totally normal name.
Yes.
So I wanted to scroll back a little bit in chat.
Yes, go ahead.
To Gardens had a comment, so this is trigger warning medical cancer, and they said that basically their teacher in high school had a double mastectomy, and Gardens thought that would be incredible, if thought that they wanted to get breast cancer so that they could get a mastectomy.
Yeah.
And I had that exact same experience. Every time that I talked about like body changing surgeries, I was always like, I want to get a double mastectomy while they're doing shit. And also I did have that experience when I was younger of, you know, like, can I lose these somehow? What if I got cancer and had to get them removed? Like, I would not be upset about that. I wouldn't be using prosthetics. It would be great.
Yeah.
And Toot said, that's so fucked that instead of educating kids about gender expression and labels, they leave us in the dark and leave us wishing for horrific things because we don't realize there are safe, healthy options. And that's the thing. Education does not lead to more queer people. Education leads to queer people not dying. That's like it. There's gonna be queer kids no matter what you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much again, Muffin. I'll let the ink dry a little bit, but we'll resume stitching very soon.
And then Toot said nice things about Commander, so if you want to read that.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up to see. Also, you're talking about being attracted to who someone is instead of their gender expression is so fitting because your partner has one of the sweetest, most loving souls I've ever met. Oh, both of you do. Thank you.
And it was funny when you were
Yeah.
talking about your previous partner having no confidence. Like, that is not an issue that Commander has. Like, if
Yeah,
you looked up confidence in the dictionary, there would be a picture of Commander next to it.
absolutely. Yeah.
Confidence and audacity, like that is what that man is.
Yeah, and Garden said it's also messed up that it's a more reasonable excuse to dock those than just wanting a reduction or removal. Absolutely, and it's absolutely like it's genuinely awful that it is so gate kept. Like, if you know you present gender dysphoria, I bet it differs from country to country and stuff like that. But I know that here you have to have a letter from
Psychiatrist?
a psychiatrist, and sometimes even from a sexologist. Is that a sex therapist? Like to validate that you are experiencing gender dysphoria and that you are mentally sound, which is so ridiculous because queer people grow up marginalized and persecuted. Like, it is very rare that we are mentally sound, and I don't mean to shame us or anything, but we are more prone to mental health issues because of the world that we live in. So I can't imagine trying to get a letter of recommendation from a psychotherapist and sex therapist about those two things. How stressful it must be, because you need to perform your gender dysphoria and to somehow perform that you're also in a good place mentally to request this, which is very contradictory. But I really empathize that for queer people, and even if you're a cis woman trying to get a breast reduction, you also have to jump through so many hoops. I've thought about it, and I wouldn't be able to. I would go and it would tell me to lose weight. That would be it. They wouldn't go forth with the surgery because they'd be like, yeah, you need to lose weight first to see if you can lose weight in your chest that way. And it's so ridiculous because you can't lose weight healthily like that.
Yeah.
And people with heavy chests most of the time won't lose that much weight in their chests by natural means, because weight loss is proportional in your body, and it's a whole thing. So definitely modern medicine fails us when it comes to
Tits.
changing our bodies. Yes, because you don't need to do any evaluation, psych eval or anything if you want to get a breast augmentation. But if you want to get a breast reduction, Jesus Christ. Fuck that.
By Gardens, I just saw that pop up. But we will go back through chat. Don't worry, we're not going to miss your comments.
Yes.
But yeah, I've definitely had that thought where I would and honestly, it's still on the table. If it were to become more readily available, I would happily get a top surgery. I don't have particular so I am delightfully rotund. If you guys have seen my latest YouTube video, it's all on display. You can see the whole thing. But I don't have very large breasts, which is not common in people who are my size. You know what I mean? So they already feel weird and they don't really work. So I would just like to get them taken away. I would like none, please. But like you said, there's so many hoops to go through that it isn't something that's been so dysphoric for me. The only time it gets dysphoric for me is when it's Shark Week, and like I'm just generally dysphoric about my body during Shark Week anyways, but because they do like get larger and more tender, I'm more aware of them during Shark Week, and that's when I'm like, I need these gone, and then Shark Week passes and I'm fine.
Yeah. And Panda says, I also very much look like a straight woman. Like, I don't present myself with the typical LGBTQIA plus looks. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, love my fiance. He's a great man. Just, there was definitely a time where I was like, is this right for me? Yeah. I totally get it.
That makes sense, because like you are, it was an option for you, but it's also the option that makes you look straight. So you're like, what if I was just straight all the time and I just wanted to be cool? Like I've definitely had that same thought, like what if this is just me wanting to be different and special? I don't know if that was one of your holdbacks, but yeah, I can definitely understand questioning your choice, because it's not the gayest choice you could have made, but at the same time, like we always say, like a lot of people say around this time of year, is love is love.
Oh my god. Oh wait.
Oh
my god, guys, we just got 2 raids. You guys, double raids.
Heck,
Thank you so much, Water Cameron and Zetheria.
Heck.
Welcome in.
Hello, Raiders.
Welcome into
Hello,
our
Raiders.
queer Ask Me Anything. Welcome. But you guys, if you don't know Zetheria or Water Cameron, oh, I just ripped my thread, that's cool. Anyways, if you guys don't know them, please check out their channels, please check out their socials and everything. Go support them. Water Cameron and Zetheria are both multi-crafters. I know that they both cross-stitch as well, so please go ahead and check out their channels. Thank you so much for the raids, guys. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes. Thank you so much for the follow, Lanka. And yes, you guys, I'm streaming today with the Cozy DH, who is celebrating their affiliate anniversary. So if you want to go over to the Cozy DHs and give them big follows as well, please do so. And I am Moon. I'm a variety streamer. I cross-stitch and play video games. Recently we've been playing Cult of the Lamb, and I'm very community-focused, chat-centered. Yeah, welcome in, everybody. And DH, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is DH. My pronouns are they, them. I am a cross-stitcher. I'm also a cross-stitch designer. So I stitch on Saturday mornings. It's your morning cartoons and stitching. But during the week, if you want to follow me for co-working, I am a designer. I run a small business, and that's what I do when I co-work. So you can see kind of what goes into the behind the scenes of creating patterns and doing the social media and everything. I did the Mothman, correct? I've done several Mothmen. To which Mothman do you refer?
But we were both knitting tonight. I did my first sock heel. It was horrifying. I'm going to bed now. Good night. Well, good night, Zetheria.
Sock heels
good
are
job
straight
getting
up
through.
magic.
Yeah, good job getting through your first sock heel. Really proud of you for that one.
Yeah. Sock heels are like, I don't know if you've ever made one, because I don't think you've ever knitted.
No, I haven't. I've never knitted.
They are straight up magic, because you're knitting straight, you're knitting flat, and like you knit, and then you follow the instructions, and you're like, there is no way this is going to do a thing, and then all of a sudden you have a heel.
Yep.
Yes, the Mothman's book club was us, Panda. A collab with X.
Yeah, welcome in everybody who came through the raids, and I know that Zai just left, but Cameron, if you're still around, please feel free to tell us how your stream went, how your knitting project went, and everybody that came with the raids as well. If you need to raid and run, please do so. Super important to take care of yourselves, but if you'd like to hang out with us, of course, welcome. Today we're having a special stream. DH and I do collabs about once a month nowadays, and they're not always themed. Sometimes we just get together and stitch, but this month, since it's Pride Month, we figured that we would talk about our queer experiences. And a lot of our communities are queer people as well, so it's been very lovely so far.
Yeah, it's been really nice. We're super behind on chat because we've been jawing so much.
Yeah.
But thank you
And
guys so much for the raid. Welcome in.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, so I'm just scrolling back. Okay, so we talked about Panda. Muffin is in a straight passing relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Both them and their fella are bi. They're non-binary but presenting as AFAB. So you're not really out IRL. I can see that. Being non-binary, but so non-binary, if you're not sure, if you haven't heard that term or you're not totally familiar, it's basically means that you don't identify as male or female, but as something other, like a third gender or something in between, but which has nothing to do with how you present yourself. So I present myself very masc, and then occasionally kind of femme, like if I'm feeling it, but I feel more comfortable in my body when I'm presenting more masc. That is not the case for all non-binary people. For example, Toot is agender, which is similar to non-binary. Like, so basically I have a gender and I very much have a gender and it's very much not male or female. Toot doesn't have a gender and it's but she often presents very, very femme, especially when we're going out and being human. But that has no bearing on her gender identity, which can be confusing for people who rely a lot on external expressions. Like, and by people, I mean usually straight cis people who haven't thought about their gender, and who rely on those external cues to correctly gender people. So yeah, it can be hard to it can be hard to be a non-binary person who still likes to present close to their assigned gender, because then you kind of feel like especially,
am I performing my gender right?
Yeah, because, and like, I don't want to speak for Muffin. I keep saying that, like, I don't want to speak for you, and if I'm assuming something that's incorrect, please correct me. But I often felt that when I was performing AFAB gender, that it meant that I wasn't actually non-binary. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you
No,
question yourself.
Yeah, and it's difficult because you're also, I just want to say quickly, thank you so much for the follow, Mindy May Creates. Welcome in.
And XXX Lanka, thank you. XX Lanka, thank you for the follow as well.
Yes. But yeah, it's so difficult to undo all of that gender indoctrination that you've gone through your whole life. So absolutely, I do understand, like, I was assigned, this gender at birth, but I know in my core being that I don't resonate with that. But then, if I choose to dress in the gender, in what people perceive to be the gender that I was assigned at birth, then am I just, giving people, like, telling them they're right in assuming that my gender was that? Or am I, performing that gender? Like, it's a weird mix of, like, trying to prove people wrong and express your true identity, but also just wanting to do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's hard.
And honestly, I think Toot has hit the nail on the head in terms of, fuck you, I do what you want, and it's very, very impressive to see. Because she is asexual and agender and just fucking rocks out her presentation every time we go out. Like, she's so fucking cute. My wife is pretty.
Yes.
Okay, I'm still catching up on chat. Venetian muffin is a muffin. The coming out
Yes.
story. Thank you for joining us. We will respect your identity as a muffin.
Thank you so much for the follow, the cat tent. The cat ant. Ooh, I like that animal.
And Muffin says, I was flat-chested as a teenager, enjoyed being androgynous. I gained weight and got more curves and hated the way it made me look feminine. I liked to wear makeup and dresses, but it was more a drag thing for me. Yeah, I've definitely heard that. Like, you're performing your gender, or you're performing a gender. That, and you enjoy performing that gender, but it is a performance. It's not like just who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the inside, but that's not really accurate. But you know what I mean.
No, and 100% Muffin, it is completely okay to share stories. Like, I think that is kind of what we wanted. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't want to really monologue. Like, this is very much a community thing. So, like Toot said, yes.
Yeah.
Not taking away, always adding and lifting up, yes.
And I think it's important for everyone, queer people, straight people, to hear different experiences, especially when we're getting into the nuanced things of gender and attraction, to hear the lived experiences of people who are different than themselves, because it not only helps with visibility, but it helps with just, I don't know, learning and growing as a person.
Absolutely. And I think that a lot of us wouldn't have figured out our identities if it wasn't for seeing other people talk about it online, or hearing people talk about it, or, you know, finding other people that identify that way. Like, we found out that being queer was okay because we saw other queer people.
Yeah. The one thing that was really formative for me was oh my god, now I can't even remember their name. The book Stone Butch Blues by Leslie something. That sounded Jewish. That sounded racist. Stone Butch Blues. Leslie Feinberg. So Leslie Feinberg was a butch lesbian that many people today would consider to be non-binary or trans, but she always identified as a butch lesbian. So that's how I will continue to refer to her as.
Good morning, starshine.
Thank you for the follow, the cat ant. But she wrote a series of books called about being a butch in like kind of the early days of the queer liberation movement. And those were very, very formative for me in terms of my gender expression. And I think that's why it took me a while to realize that I was non-binary and trans, because I was having this kind of like older, I was in this older mindset of what things were like in the 70s and 80s. And that was my like frame of reference for gender expression. And obviously we have been able to explore further. Like, I'm not going to say there are more genders now. There's always been the same number of genders. We're just learning how to talk about them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And then Kali says, in high school, I became the safe person to come out to. One of my friends came out to me as trans, and then apparently passed to our other friends that I was a safe person to come out to, which made me discover all my friends were LGBTQ of some sort without ever discussing it. Kali, I have to ask, have you ever questioned yourself if all of your friends were queer?
My needle is stuck.
Oh no. And then Garden says goodbye and thanks for talking. Yeah, I think this was a great idea for an AMA. I think this is a good discussion to have during Pride Month and during all months, really.
Yes, absolutely.
You. And then Panda says, if you lose weight too quickly, it's a problem. That's your issue right now. Yeah. We had an issue with Toot losing weight rapidly, and like, it really freaked me out. It freaked Toot out less, but it's stabilized now. And like a lot of people in this because we're talking about intersectionality, and I think queer things and body weight things do have that intersection, like Moon was talking about with your kind of performance of being a large person in cute clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're following me here.
Yes, absolutely.
But I think a lot of people would say, oh, that's great, when it's like, no, it's not really great to lose that much weight rapidly. It's kind of a medical issue. But because weight loss is seen as something that is so
praised,
highly sought after.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's a really big issue with, some medication that are really medically necessary for people with diabetes that have come out in the recent years, but that people are misusing in the sake of diet culture.
Yes.
It's really unfortunate.
Yeah, and before it became more readily available, we were actually facing a shortage of it because it was becoming so misused. Our pharmacist actually legit hid a shipment of Toot's diabetes medication so that she could continue giving it to Toot.
That's really noble from your pharmacist. We love your pharmacist.
We stand our pharmacist. She's wonderful.
Yeah.
And Muffin says, if I could click my fingers and look different, I would. Oh, absolutely. If I could, I want a character customization menu, please.
Yes.
But the reality is I'm dealing with enough health stuff as it is. I don't want to add to it, if that makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah. And so I want to, is it okay if I take a slight detour into weight loss?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm comfortable.
Okay. So I am delightfully rotund. I am enormously fat, as I like to say, which is a phrase from Tolkien that I love the way it sounds, enormously fat. So I obviously have been recommended weight loss surgery in the past, and I actually started the process of I signed up to the clinic and everything like that, and the way it fucks your body up, the way that you're taking out parts of your body that your body needs to function and making yourself sick for the rest of your life for the sake of weight loss. And I know for some people it is absolutely 100% medically necessary, and it is the only way that they can lose weight, and they must lose weight in order to survive. It was not a medical risk that I was willing to take, that Toot was willing to take, because it was just but that decision would have been seen by some people as either selfish or ridiculous because, well, obviously I want to lose weight by any means necessary. And it's not really. Not any
means necessary.
I have to lose weight for medical reasons, for health reasons. But I'm not losing weight because I don't want to be fat. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat at the moment because I do have PCOS, and that we've learned recently, the research has come out that it's much more than having irregular periods and having facial hair growth. It is actually a whole body endocrine issue that includes higher diabetes risks, higher insulin resistance risk, higher thyroid issue risks, higher heart diseases risks, higher risks of a lot of things because it's a hormonal issue. And the thing is that with insulin resistance, cardiovascular exercise and weight management does help. That is proven. So I'm kind of there. And it's that sucks because I don't want to change my body.
I kind of like the way that I look.
Exactly. I've grown to finally love this body.
And I think... Sorry, go ahead.
And I think that because of that, and because, I've fought against diet culture my whole life, it feels kind of triggering. The idea of, I need to do this for my health. Like, it I know it's not that at all, but there's kind of a feeling like if I do it, it's kind of telling people that they were right this whole time, which is not true, and that's not correct. But I think there's a part of me that feels that way, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it has something to do with what you were saying earlier about you performing female gender as a political act. I think for both of us, our body sizes are political as well.
Yes.
In that way that I want to be fat because fuck you.
Yes.
However, I would like to lose weight because I would like to be on this planet a little bit longer. Yeah. Sorry, that was dark, but like I want to lose weight for health issues, and so I can better take care of my family.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it is also like a fuck you. I don't want to look quote unquote normal.
Like everybody else. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, apparently I called Muffin Mothman. Mothman.
I mean,
Mothman.
Just mothing about the place.
We are so far behind on chat. I am.
Yeah. Let's catch up real quick.
Okay, yeah.
And Cameron was talking about this stuff a little on stream about social versus legal versus medical transition and different presentations. Yes. So, yeah, for, a lot of trans people, there's different steps of transition, like Cameron is saying. And it's really good to know, like, what is available to you. Because for some people, it may not be available to legally transition, but at the very least you can be more comfortable in your social sphere if you can socially transition, etc.
Yeah, and that's something that I've explained to people, because I've very often been like the token trans, and the difference between medical and social transition is one that I have to explain to people, because a lot of people they assume things about someone's medical status, but social transition is just as valid as medical transition. You don't have to take hormones or get surgery or anything like that. And a lot of people who aren't familiar with the differences between those two think that only medical transition is transition, and that's just not the case.
Absolutely. And Cameron says, I didn't get into feminine crafts, between quote mark feminine, until after I transition. I'm trans mask and I want long hair again, but not until I stop being misgendered on the regular. Wanting to be more masculine so I can embrace the aspects of femininity that was forced upon me, / making me feel dysphoric. Yeah, absolutely. And we kind of spoke about this earlier, right? When it's like, I would like to do these things, but they are so strongly associated with the gender that I was socialized at and misgendered as, that it's kind of,
Fuck you.
It doesn't feel safe. Yeah.
And I experience that a lot in the cross-stitch community, because I am AFAB. I do have I still look AFAB. I sound AFAB. And I am in a space where most people in it are AFAB, so I get misgendered quite a lot, which is, I mean, it's not fine, but it happens. And
it's because it's full of biddies.
It's full of biddies, but I don't remember where I was going with this. Moon, help.
Perception, doing things and dressing up as things that are related to your assigned at birth gender.
Yes.
Triggering. Yes.
So, also, cross stitches, fuck you.
Yeah.
The end.
Yes. So essentially, Toot was talking about how their gender is fuck you or fuck off. And so, doing cross-stitch as an act of rebellion and being openly queer. So fuck you.
Yep. Muffin didn't realize that it was a drag thing at the time. You kept joking that as soon as you turned 18, you would get a sex change and become a drag queen. Honestly, I used to joke that before I realized that non-binary is really a thing, I used to joke that I wanted to become a man for 2 reasons. One is so I could become a mason, and the other is so I could be a drag queen. But mostly the mason thing.
Wow. Thank you for getting your daily moonstone, Cat Ant. And yes, Muffin is so glad for the queer community, the online queer community. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so good.
And Cameron finished a cross stitch they were working on in the library. Let's go. If you'd like to share it with us, you know, as a link, picture, or anything in chat, feel free to.
And Cat Ant said a billion years ago, I'm so sorry that we just got to it. You're actually non-binary. Welcome in. You're in good company. I'm non-binary.
Yes.
I use they, them pronouns. And going back a little bit to... So now we're bouncing back to the weight loss conversation. Toot said, I recently found out I'm the smallest I've ever been in Canada. Yep. And when I shared that with Moon, her response was, how does that make you feel? Instead of the usual, oh my god, that's amazing. And that's so fucking healing. Yeah, absolutely. Because it should be a, like, are you good with that? Instead of an automatic, yay, weight loss.
No, absolutely. And I didn't want to assume if it was how they were feeling about it, because there can be so many reasons why somebody would say that, like, it's actually making me uncomfortable, or I feel a bit mournful, or I feel weird in my body. So I didn't want to assume what it was, and I thought it was better to ask.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, like if somebody was like, oh, I've lost a ton of weight recently, and I'm like, oh my god, that's amazing. And they're like, no, actually, it's because I'm sick. That would be fucking terrible. And it's unfortunately how a lot of these interactions go in the world out there. And I don't want to be like that.
There's a Flosstuber, Jessie Marie Does Stuff, who was the creator of Whipco. And she became incredibly ill earlier this year, and there was like a month or 2 gap between her floss tubes, and when she came back she was visibly thinner, like a lot thinner in that really like unhealthy way. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh no, she's been ill. But then the comments were full of a lot of, you know, oh, at least you're losing weight,
so much better.
That's great. Yeah. And it's like, not always.
Yeah,
and then Toot is
No, go ahead.
Toot is encouraging Muffin to be the difficult patient. Absolutely. If you know something is wrong, advocate for yourself. We're very lucky in that we have a health team that very much advocates for us, but before we found them, it was very difficult to stand up to a doctor and say, like, no, like, something is wrong with me. I need, like, it's not this. I need you to look at this. And I still encounter that a lot with going to the ER. I get written off a lot, because I have complex issues. But I get written off a lot when I go to the ER, and it's doctor after doctor when I have to explain, like, no, like, I'm not here because I fainted. I'm here because of this weird thing that happened after I fainted. Stop focusing on the fainting.
Yeah.
So it is, but I also understand being a difficult patient because I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder quite a while ago, which we don't believe is accurate anymore. I had a psychiatrist tell me that. So I feel confident saying that. But people with BPD are categorized as being difficult patients. Like, as someone in healthcare, I was taught that someone with BPD would be a difficult patient. So I have always carried that same, like, I don't want to be a difficult patient, because they're already going to, as soon as they find out that I have BPD, they're already going to think I'm a difficult patient. So I understand not wanting to be the difficult patient, but you have to sometimes.
Yeah. And Cameron says, I also forgot to say, as we rated in, that I was knitting a colorwork knit beanie on stream. Ooh. What is the pattern of the beanie? Because I remember I saw you working on it, but I believe I saw skulls. I'm not sure anymore, though. I see skulls everywhere.
The last colorwork thing I knit was a cowl with Mothman on it. And it was pastel rainbow, and it looks so good, and I have not found it since we moved. There is a box somewhere with all of our winter stuff in it. Like all of our hats and cowls and scarves and things, and I don't know where that box is. Like I know that the box exists and I know it moved, I just don't know where it is.
That is hilarious. It's just somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Mothman doesn't want you to find him.
I know.
And Toot says, the thing that echoes in my head when I consider how to present myself to the outside world as a trans person I care very deeply about once told me, I love going out with you because I'm not the one they are staring at. And honestly, they said it as a joke, but I take that on. I am a safe space, and I'm absolutely feral about showing that in the way I dress. Absolutely. Yeah, and like, it's incredible because the way that Toot dresses, the way that Toot externally presents themselves makes it that you can immediately clock them as, you know, an alt person who is likely queer. And so that makes them feel really safe to people within those communities.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
And Toot has said this before, that her expression of herself is not even gender at this point, it's just her expression of herself. It's either it tells people that she doesn't want to talk to stay away, and people that she does want to talk to come closer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I love that. Thank you for getting your Daily Moonstone, Lady K.
And then there's a couple there's a couple of questions about my gender, so I will answer those. Julie said, I like the Mason element of that, and asked when I said Masons. I do mean the Freemasons, the Illuminati conspiracy theory guys. I would like to be a Mason very badly, and they only accept men, and I would like to be a Mason and be involved in secret ceremonies and have special handshakes and carry on traditions of hiding the Holy Grail and such. I would like to do that, please. And Muffin shared their pronouns, she, they. Okay, thank you so much. Would just be they, but trying to be okay with she because you're not. Yeah. I've heard a joke before that their pronouns are she, they, which means it's actually they, but they won't correct their mother, which resonates so deeply. And then Kali asks, as a non-binary person, I've noticed you use father in relation to your children. What made you decide to use that label? In general, I resonate more closely with male titles. Sir, like if I was out in public and, you know, when someone says ma'am or sir, I would prefer sir over ma'am, that kind of thing. And that's kind of where we came from with me being dad to the kids. I have more of a dad energy than a mom energy generally. And also, I mean, it's not even a little bit that Toot is mother and I am father. It's more that I just have more dad energy than I have mom energy. It's a vibes thing.
Yeah, you guys could be both dads.
Yeah, exactly. And like I don't know. I like being dad. I like when
Toot is too much of a boy mom, though.
Oh, Toot's a total boy mom. It's really cute. I am a bog witch father at this point. I just have the bog witches who hang out with me. But I love, this is so silly, I love getting mugs that are like world's best dad or like dad core things and pretending my kids got them for me. It's a little bit sad actually, but like,
I don't think it's sad at all. It's so cute. Obviously your kids don't have opposable thumbs to get those for you. but so you have to get them for them. But it's like, you know, real parents do that. They'll get gifts for their kids to get them. So same thing.
Yeah. All right.
And welcome in, Danny Tells All. Welcome in, Nastasia.
And Lady
Don't
K.
worry, Danny, you're never
hello.
late. Just on time, always.
Yeah.
And thank you for the hydrate, Toot.
Muffin says, I thought I was getting somewhere with my GP. It seemed like when she ran out of options, it became lose weight and stop wearing your Fitbit because it's making you anxious. The heck? Yeah,
Yeah, after she told you to use it. Come on.
Yeah. But
I am very sorry that...
that's shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Muffin says, I'm cross-stitching Be the Difficult Patient as soon as I get a sec. Maybe that's an upcoming Cozy DH pattern.
Ooh.
Be the Difficult Patient.
I love that. And Cameron says, I think you would be thinking of my bone gloves. Oh, the pattern is Leaves on Head. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Okay, so that's where I saw the skulls. Well, not the skulls, the skeleton. Gotcha. Leaves on Head sounds really pretty, though.
I actually have a few patterns up on Ravelry for both free and for sale. You guys... Because I started off as a knitter, and I was a knitting designer as well, a little bit, not as much as I've done with cross stitch, but I got published a couple of times in Knitty, which was cool.
Jilly thought that you meant a stonemason, to which I responded, anyone can be a stonemason. When you meant Freemason.
Yeah.
Do you mean real parents, Moon? I birthed my boys, of course.
Yeah.
Toot is a cat.
Yeah. No. And they will never know any different.
Mm-hmm.
It cracks me up. We're caught up on chat, Moon.
Oh, incredible! We did it!
It only took us 2 hours.
Just that.
And I'm finally back to where I was before I frogged.
We're like, yay! And Cameron says, I always wear the bone gloves on stream. It feels scandalous to not wear them when I stream now. Yeah, your hands are naked. How could you have that?
Actually, my hands are cold. Thank you for reminding me that I...
Is such a thing even possible?
Oh, and thank you, Toot, for the wisdom of Cryon.
Ooh.
Also, I added a new redeem last week for a tarot reading, and nobody redeemed it. I took it off today because we're streaming together, but I do have a tarot, like an actual... legit tarot redeem now on my Saturday streams. All right, so if you guys are not familiar, the angel Cryon, as channeled by Lee Carroll, wrote a series of books in the 90s. Where are my cards?
Thank you for getting your Daily Moonstone, Muffin.
Wrote a series of books in the 90s, and their wisdom was distilled into a deck of oracle cards that I keep in my desk somewhere. There they are. They're under the tarot cards.
Kid says, I should check my oracle deck, but I'm sick of her sass.
Yeah, Toot got an oracle deck that reads her for filth. It's wonderful. So obviously I also read tarot. I use oracle decks. This is not a dig at anyone who uses oracle decks. This is the wonderfully unhinged 90s-ness of the wisdom of Cryon as channeled by Lee Carroll. So we just kind of we see what he has to say for us today, and it could be really helpful. It could be just wildly unhinged. We have no idea until we draw. So let's see what Cryon has to say. I'm gonna crack up if it has something to do with today's discussion. Also, I'm sorry you can hear me shuffling. Okay, let's do one cut.
ASMR.
Two cut. Oh, we've gotten this one before. How can you fear what you create? For what is created all belongs to you, the creator. That's what I mean by unhinged. How can you fear what you create?
We should not fear our gender and romantic and physical orientations.
Yeah.
We create them. They are ours.
Yeah. And that's why Toot is a boy mom. She created her children. Boys. Also, I consider Sam one of the boys now.
Yeah. I see it.
It's so funny because like Early and Binks are really attached to me and they hang out on this end of the house. And then Sam, Gigi, and Glenn have like formed their own little colony.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 bog witches and a colony of 3. But thank you for redeeming the wisdom of Cryon. And I will fix the redeem for that. But yes, I would very much like to be a Freemason. I cannot because I am unfortunately not a man. So this is one thing I actually ran into when I was working as a PSW. So a PSW, we often work in long-term care homes, caring for elderly residents who may have dementia or other issues that mean that they can't live on their own, basically. And every patient has notes, right? And some patients will only let female PSWs help them.
Yeah.
So in their notes, sometimes it has no male PSWs, and sometimes it says only female PSWs. So you can see where I can do one of those. So the patients who say no male PSWs, I can help them. The patients who say only female PSWs, I don't feel like I can help them. But to the people who made those notes, those 2 statements mean the same thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
And I don't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable because I do present so mask. I didn't feel comfortable helping the patients who said only female PSWs, especially the ones who had more progressive dementia, because they would see me. Some of them did see me as a man, and that was extremely upsetting for them when I tried to do their care. So it was. Yeah. But I can definitely see where, to the people making those notes, those 2 statements mean the same thing, but they're very different in terms of the actual care that people need.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, like, if it means the same thing, right? Like, the note that says no male workers could, like, the person could still be upset if they perceive you as more mask.
And that did happen. It was very upsetting for both myself and the resident.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate.
Toot is not. Muffin says, "Start your own Queer Masons organization." Yes, the Queer Masons. What secret would the Queer Masons
all of them
hold? I just moved the camera to show Early for a second. Seep in.
Baby.
Toot has no children. They're probably in the living room. Not the living room, the kitchen. In the window.
Their own living room.
Yeah.
The kitty city. When I first legally transitioned, I was working as a cleaner at a shopping center, and my birth certificate says non-binary. So I joked if that means I didn't have to clean the gendered toilets anymore. Yes. I am neither a woman or a man. I can't clean any of the toilets.
No. And I actually legally changed my gender a while ago, in the health system at least, to X. Which is nice. However, most of my medical forms still say F because they suck.
Yeah. Yes. Like, I spoke with one of my non-binary friends a while ago. Like, even though they changed that legally, none of the governmental systems have adapted to allow for the X selection. So even though you legally changed it, your forms still say F because all of the softwares are dated.
Yeah. And like I do somewhat understand it in a medical context because bodies are different.
Mhm.
Like physically I have a very female set of plumbing and female endocrine system and that kind of thing. So I can see why they would need to know that in order to properly treat me, but it still sucks.
Oh, absolutely. And it would be like, it shouldn't be an issue where you can, have your gender marker be one thing, but then have a discussion with a doctor about, if you do have a uterus, if you do have,
Yeah.
because those parts are not necessarily gendered. Like an intersex person who, presents as male and was assigned male at birth could very well have a uterus as well. So
Yep.
it feels very.
Yeah. Although I have
even sex is non-binary, so like.
Yeah. Like even people who are, AFAB, they don't have the exact same body as someone else who is
exactly
AFAB. I'm running into ads.
Likewise.
Yeah. All right. So we will pick this back up after we take a 3-minute break. I'm gonna mute, and we will see you guys in 3 minutes. Okay? Yummy. Hello, friends.
Hello.
Bye, Mike. I know you're already gone, but bye, Mike.
Yes. People keep changing my medical charts. I'm sick of it. Ugh, I'm sorry. How fucking dare they? The audacity. And Jilly says, that has just reminded me that I had a teacher at seniors who had Mex as their prefix on the school website. Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, we love it. Also, I just wanted to say, before we get back into the queer speech, happy midsummer, everyone. Happy Litha. That is what we are also celebrating today.
Yes, when we planned for this Stitch Together session, we were like, are we doing tarot readings like we did last solstice? Last Sabbath? Or are we, queering it up? And we're like, queer it up.
Yeah, we'll have to do a tarot stream for the next the next quarter day.
Yes. Because you guys really love these. And it's really lovely to do them for you. Oop.
And I really love stitching with you and just chatting about stuff, and it's almost easier having a theme.
That's true. Yeah.
And getting to hear chat's experiences as well. Because both of us are so community focused that it's good.
It is a really nice community time. Community time.
Yeah.
And it said that you were right. Glenn and Sam were in a campsite window, people watching. But Toot woke up Glenn, and now Glenn is cuddling with Toot.
Oh, Cameron, that's shit.
Oh,
I'm so sorry.
That is all. Yeah, no. Like, you actually bothered advocating for yourself, and they still went against your wishes, which... Where's Muffin? It's really lovely to hear about everyone's experiences in chat as well. Like, we knew that there's a lot of queer people in our communities, so that it would resonate, and I'm really happy our hunches was right.
Yeah. I mean, like resonates with like. We find our people.
Yeah. And I'm taking the opportunity of being distracted by chatting to do a bunch of confetti stitches so I don't rip my hair out.
Nice. I finished the color that I was supposed to do, and now I'm stitching on the color that I was doing when I wasn't supposed to do.
Nice.
I am so sorry.
Yeah. Like, and it's such a shame because they could just ask. They could, instead of like assuming and changing them without like, permission or anything, they could just ask.
Yeah. Like, having worked in healthcare, I know that typos and stuff get made, and often it's like a frustration where it's like, okay, this came in, I'm just gonna fix it real quick. But like, stuff like that should probably get a confirmation.
Yeah, and it feels like so, like, obviously not everyone is educated in queer matters, but it feels like you should know, like, that MX, like Mex, is an existing word now that people are choosing to identify as.
Well, I was gonna say before...
So it feels very ignorant.
Yeah. I was gonna say before break, our local hospital system is actually making some great changes in that area. They've done a lot of like training, and there's a thing really now when you check in, because my dead name is still my legal name, unfortunately. But I've started, it's kind of, for me, it's like a medical designation that I'm used to at the hospitals. It's like if they said patient 47, please come forward. Yeah. That's the same level of my dead name to me in a hospital situation. If someone were to call me my full name outside of that, I would probably freak out. But our local hospital, they have your legal name, but then they also have your preferred name, and the preferred name shows up before the legal name. So
Wow.
they really surprised me, because I was sitting there and I was waiting for my dead name and I got DH. I was like, how did you know my name? Oh, right, I gave it to you, but why did you respect my name? You're a doctor.
That is really nice.
That's been really nice. And when they mess, and they have the pronouns in the system as well, and the nurses I've had have apologized when they fuck up the pronouns.
Aww.
Or when they say lady or something like that, to refer to me, which I totally understand. Sorry,
yeah.
What were you saying?
Okay. No, I was just gonna say that I'm really glad that you've had healthcare workers like this.
Yeah. And like the whole lady and gentleman thing, like, you know, the lady behind the counter, that kind of like phrasing, I'm still very guilty of that. It's been a conscious effort to say people.
Yeah.
The person, the person at the counter. But it's really way too easy for me to use lady and guy or man instead of like a generic. But I'm trying to make an effort.
Yeah, and I think that like even queer people, like, we have to deconstruct that, because we were just very socialized to do it and to assume people's gender based on their looks. So even when we're within the community, it's very easy to fall back on like those automatic assumptions because we've just been socialized to do it. It's hard to go to deconstruct social habits.
It definitely is. And that's why I think it's important for us to recognize that we were AFAB or AMAB, and that was how we were socialized, because it is a huge part of who we are.
Yes.
Like, it may not be how we identify at this moment, but it's a huge part of the way that we were raised, and that goes into our current how we view the world and how we interact with the world.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, there's definitely sorry, I was looking for a bobbin. There's definitely, like, even within the community, people that don't really do the work, right, of deconstructing those social norms and those social habits. So I think it's really important to kind of look at yourself to ensure that you're treating your community how you would like to be treated.
Yeah. And I always quote this statistic because it's so important, and it is, when I'm talking to non-queer people, it is the thing that I say is the most important. Using the correct, and I'm not going to say preferred, because preferred implies that there is an alternate, which is okay, it's just not preferred. Using the correct pronoun and names for people reduces the risk of suicide in LGBT youth by 40%. That's all you have to do.
Wow. Yeah.
Correct name and pronouns.
Yeah. It's kind of gut-wrenching that the stats are so high.
Moon, I have to step away for a second. Do you mind taking the next few questions?
Of course. Yes. Take your time. So, Cameron, I'm just going to read up on your messages. So, when I had top surgery, Correct. Exactly. And, you know, you say awkward, but I would argue that the person asking may feel awkward, but I feel like the patient would feel so validated that someone bothered asking instead of, you know, making assumptions and misgendering them in the end. Because that's kind of what we've been saying for the past years now. Like, if you're unsure about a person's pronouns, just ask. And the person will be so happy to provide you with the correct pronouns in a medical context or a social context. Like, it's not something shameful to ask a person's pronouns, and it's not shameful to ask to verify whether paperwork is correct. And Cameron says, I clean at a hospital now, and the breast screen clinic has cards that includes transmasc people, and the offices have papers about using more inclusive language for gender diverse patients. That is precious. And precious, not that as in cute, like as in actually so important. That's really nice. And Muffin says, I haven't asked for any pronouns or honorific changes when it comes to medical stuff. I feel like it hurts more to ask for something and not get it because I know there would be mistakes. Yeah. It definitely is, like, the status quo can feel less painful than trying to advocate for yourself and still not getting it. I definitely understand that. My little village only had our first Pride event a few years ago. If I lived somewhere else, I would feel differently, I think. Yeah, I completely understand. It's understandable that you would feel more comfortable asking for certain gender affirmative changes if it was a more populous place or a more gender diverse area. Because we do associate like rural spaces with less openness and less education about these topics. And Julie says, using the right pronouns for people is something I keep having to remind myself of, especially as a few friends have now come out as non-binary / agender and mentioned they prefer different pronouns. Yeah, and you know, I think that there's part of a discourse that's like, it's not that hard, which that is true. Once you've made the conscious effort to, you know, take note and you want to do better, it's not that hard. You just have to practice it and it will come eventually. But to start off, it is definitely like an active thought, right? Like, oh right, this person uses neither the female or male pronouns that I'm used to using in my language. It's a bit of an adjustment. It's a bit of a deconstructing. So good on you for doing it, Julie. And like, it's really nice because, for example, in English, there is a neutral pronoun already that exists, right? They, them. But there are a lot of languages, French included, that doesn't have a neutral pronoun, like, as is. So, it's definitely an adjustment when your language doesn't necessarily have, you know, neutral pronouns right out the gate.
My favorite thing is that when you misgender me into male. It cracks me up every time. I mean, not that you do it consciously or maliciously or all
Not
that
at all.
often. It's just, it's so funny.
Yes. I will admit that because of French, like, it is more of, like, my brain definitely has more of a binary in terms of language to it, which I dislike and try actively to undo. But Yeah. So, like, even when I'm trying to use they, them, my brain will sometimes accidentally default to a gendered version because, unfortunately, I was socialized speaking French for most of my life before I learned English. But yeah, so DH to me, and it's really interesting because, like you were talking about, like, yeah, I have more of a dad energy. I think that's kind of just what I pick up on, and my brain is just like, yeah, father, he.
Yep.
And it always like kind of cracks me up as well, that, you know, people sometimes misgender you as female because like my brain is like, huh? No, that's not TH. Because like I so do not perceive you that way at all. That it always like kind of messes with my brain whenever I hear like somebody like misgender you that way. It's like, oh no,
How?
that doesn't work. How?
Yeah, that brings me much joy.
And Toot says, Pride at the beginning of our marriage was so intensely healing for me. And it's the strongest advice I can give to queer folks. Go to at least one Pride, feel that love, that energy. Get that free mom hug. See where you belong. Yeah.
It was really what the Pride that really stuck. The Pride that really stuck with me was there was a so the Toronto police have had a presence in the Pride parade, like as in marching in the parade. And when BLM was kind of at its height, a local BLM factor was asked to lead the parade, and they actually stopped the parade. They sat down and had a protest, and we were right there. Like, we were right at the point where
wow.
they stopped and sat in a circle, and they would not move until the police were kicked out, until there was no police presence at Pride. And so that was...
I'm getting shivers.
Yeah, it was really cool to witness. It was really, really cool to witness. And so that moment really stuck with me. As making sure the intersectionality, that we are being careful of intersectionality and recognizing that our queerness is not, it does define us, but it's not the only thing that defines us, and we as queer people have to stand up for other marginalized identities. It's the same thing as like they came for, they came for the leftists and I wasn't a leftist, so I said nothing. They came for this person and I wasn't one of those, so I said nothing. And then they came for me and there was no one left to say something for me. That idea.
Yeah.
So that Pride was really impactful for me.
Yeah, understandably so. It's really powerful to see. Like, not only that, like, someone started the movement, but everybody else kind of respected the movement and agreed in solidarity that,
well,
yeah,
not everyone
no
did,
one's moving.
But...
Well, yeah, not everyone, but hopefully most in the parade. But...
It was interesting because the Prime Minister was at that parade, was in that parade too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so that was a really important message to send home.
Yeah, they made him stand and wait.
Yeah. And thank you so much, Convict. Yeah, this is Rose Library. It is art by Ivy Dollamore, charted by Unconventional Cross Stitch. It is now a retired chart, but Unconventional Cross Stitch has incredible AI-free, no AI at all on their website, charts that you can get.
They're really so tempting. They just put out some new Mrs. Butter D. I don't know if you saw.
I didn't see those. This is going to be danger.
Yeah.
Oh.
Including miniatures.
Oh, danger.
I know, right?
I'm going to have to check that out later.
Nope.
And Lady K... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Lady K says, so when I juggle labels by situations, sometimes I say I'm queer, sometimes ace, and sometimes a sapphic ace. I go with she, her because default, and he, they seems like work. I've always had style that caused others to think I'm male until I speak and hear my very femme voice. Like, I'm a collective of ghosts of myself and will just manifest as it suits me. And that is very valid. And there is something to say about adapting to your situation and adapting to the people that you're with.
Sorry about the
Most of the
soda
time.
noises.
No, no worries. Um, like personally, I will most of the time say that I'm queer and not kind of elaborate, because if I don't know like my interlocutor, um, like the person I'm speaking with, their level of knowledge about, queerness, I may not feel comfortable saying, "Oh yeah, I'm pansexual, but gray romantic and gray sexual." um, or like like, it's kind of a lot to explain if they don't know what the ace spectrum is, if they don't know what gray means, if they don't know what pan means.
Yeah.
And sometimes it feels like a lot to have to like not only come out to the person, but then explain your identities and kind of justify them. Because a lot of people don't really understand that there's more than two genders. Or a lot of people don't understand that asexuality is a spectrum. So there's a lot of like minute details in those identities, right? That sometimes you don't really feel like defending or like explaining, but you don't feel like necessarily fully hiding who you are. So it's perfectly fine to use different labels at different times or even not come out. Like, it's perfectly fine if a random doesn't inspire trust, doesn't like, make you feel like you're safe and like you can trust them. And you don't feel like sharing your identities with them because, unfortunately, we're still marginalized people, and it is not always safe for us to be ourselves.
Yeah.
And so it's fine to protect yourself. There's nothing shameful about um, not speaking your truth in a moment.
Yeah.
That you're not safe to speak it.
Absolutely. And like I do the same thing. You kind of dial it in for the audience that you're talking to. I mean, I will often use
Mm-hmm.
gay. I just describe myself as gay. And then I will describe myself as queer. And then if someone is safe, then I'll get into the non-binary trans of it all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the term gay for myself. Like I said, I never really vibed with lesbian. But I like the term gay.
Mm-hmm.
And hi,
Yeah. I also
Commander.
sometimes, yes, hi, welcome in. Um, But yes, like I definitely use gay for myself as well, even though like my orientation is definitely not like attraction solely to people of the same gender as me. In an odd way, gay has become a bit synonymous with queer in the recent years.
Mhm.
Kind of just like part of me is gay, like part of me is not straight. And I've definitely heard like a lot of people that are not just like don't have solely same sex attraction use it to, oh, like that's so gay, or like, oh, I'm very gay, and
Yeah.
kind of a descriptor.
Yeah.
Which is nice when some terms like take a bigger definition so
Mhm.
that it's more accessible to people that. And when I said like, oh, that's gay, not in a bad way, that we fought against, like very much like, I don't know,
Not
like
in the
watching
90s way.
yeah, exactly. Muffin says, we have a pride picnic, a less corporate event than the main pride in the nearest city. It's lovely, but I can't always make it because it's a bit far for me to travel. Yeah. And Cameron says, I've noticed as well that pronouns appear to be a very subconscious language/sentence structure thing for people. You can latch onto the name straight away, but pronouns take way longer. Yes, and I think that's because, especially in languages that do not already have like a neutral pronoun or a third gender that is neutral, um, people are kind of, from infancy taught to even objects have genders.
Mhm.
It's very binary. Um, so that takes longer, I would argue, to deconstruct than a name because like a name is a name. So even if you change it, unless the person has known you for, your whole life, like, and they may slip up at times, changing your name might be a bit more instinctive or a bit less of a deconstruction because it's replacing an apple with an apple.
Yeah. The one
Mm.
thing that frustrates me, because I use they, them, and I have heard the argument that using them for a singular person isn't grammatically correct, which is wrong. And a lot of
Yes.
people who say that would use them subconsciously if they were talking about a single person and they didn't know their gender. People
Yes.
use them for a single person all the time, but when it comes to someone claiming that as their own pronouns, that's when they start getting pedantic about it.
Yeah, exactly.
I had someone come to me and tell me that my use of they them was harmful to the DID community.
I that is many levels of absurd.
Yep.
I think that queer people have started using the they them pronouns for a singular person before the ID community was a thing.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that the DID community was very much a community before the inception of internet. So
Yeah.
online events are like this are perfect for me. I'm so glad, Muffin, because that's where my energy is at as well.
Yep. Well, I'm glad you're
So,
enjoying this. Like, I'm glad that you see this as an event.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that makes me really happy.
Me too. And I'm really happy for anyone that's like chatting with us and sharing their experiences. Like it feels like a queer community chat. So thank you. Panda's boss found out that they were bilingual this week. Ah, yes, another type of bi.
Yep. Mom, Dad, I'm French.
And I'm so sorry and ashamed about it. Mm. Listen, I misgender myself more than my partner misgenders me. Yeah. And Callie says, my brain and pronouns are so weird. I had a trans mask friend in high school, and my brain defaulted that all trans people were now he, him. And then I got out of touch with that friend and got a trans femme friend, and then according to my brain, all trans people were she, her. I have to correct often when what automatically comes out of my mouth. Yeah. Uh, and Cameron says, when I do markets, it's usually down at the Pride Center, and it's lovely having that community. That is really nice.
Yeah. There is a queer community center in Toronto and that I've been to several times, and it is lovely, and I love that it exists. I would go more
Mm-hmm.
often if we were close by.
Yeah. I recently found like a little queer-owned um craft space workshop. Like, and it's really cool. Like you can buy basically like fuck, what's the word? When you go really regularly to a place and a subscription.
Membership?
You can, yeah, membership. Um, you can like pay a membership and then you get to use all of the tools that are there. So they have power tools, they have a laser cutting machine, they
I
have a
love a
3D printer,
makerspace.
sewing machines. So it's very much like a community crafting space.
Mhm.
And the idea is so cool. I haven't gotten around to go visit, but I love the fact that it's like queer owned and it's like, I think that because crafting and hobbies are so often oddly marginalized and like oddly political, a lot of queer people are very crafty people.
Mhm.
Um, so it's just like, ah, yes, of course, queer people doing all of their hobbies together in the same space.
That's exactly what we're doing right here, Moon.
Yeah, true. Yeah. And thank you for the alert, convict. And Muffin says, police aren't invited to our pride picnic. Neither are politicians or brands, which very good.
Yeah, the brands at Pride can get to be a bit much. However, I did a Pride run, and the former Premier of Ontario was running just a few feet behind me, and she's
Oh,
gay,
God.
so that I will
Oh,
accept.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, if they're queer, obviously. Please be part of the community. And Lady K says, I also sometimes dress undeniably femme, and the phrases divine femme and divine mask gives me hive vibes.
See, I actually don't mind that in terms of spirituality, because
Mm-hmm.
I've always subscribed to the third gender concept.
Yes.
So like divine masculine and divine feminine, I think they're great concepts as like concepts, but they're
Mm-hmm.
not the only concepts. I think that
Mm-hmm.
like it's a binary, and
Yes.
the world is non-binary.
Absolutely. And in my practice, that's kind of like a reason why, because I learned about Wicca when I was in high school, but I was like really put off by the binarity of the gender of the binarity of how Wicca presents gender,
Yes.
and I was like, that's kind of not my thing. And it took me years before figuring out that, oh yeah, like paganism, like as in a non-organized religion exists.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of got into witchcraft more. But yeah, it can be very binary, especially in some more organized religions or spiritualities. But it doesn't have to be. Like I'm sure that the divine feminine and the divine masculine, by some people, are also accompanied by the divine third gender or divine non-binary. Because if you're depending on your spirituality, I'm sure that there's energies that feel neither. And there's definitely divinities that feel like neither as well, I believe.
For me, there is a concept in folklore and spirituality of liminality,
Mm-hmm.
meaning like liminal spaces are the spaces that are on the cusp of things. They're in between two things. For example, so a doorway is a liminal space because when you're in that doorway, you're not in one room or the other. You're in between, and
Mm-hmm.
there is power in that in between. You are
Yes.
you are vulnerable in that in between to moving between two states of being. Um, moving from here into the other world, for example. And as a non-binary person, I am intrinsically liminal. So
Mm.
I feel like I have, and I think this is reflected, and like don't quote me because I haven't done a ton of research in this, but I have heard that that is reflected in other spiritualities where that idea of being in between as a person um, gives you kind of like a spiritual buff.
Spiritual. I love that. But yeah, I really like your interpretation of that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like I
there's absolutely like off the top of my head, I can think of um some First Nations definitely have a third gender that they associate that spiritual buff with.
yeah,
I know that in India there's also a similar concept. So it's
yes, yeah,
definitely found around the world.
yeah, exactly.
That's really nice. It says we just tell people my identity is a screaming possum. Agender, aromantic, asexual. Just ah.
Ah, don't touch me. Ah, team scream proud. Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And Muffin says, I had a support worker for a while. She didn't know anything about the queer community, but she was so supportive. She didn't understand why I would call myself queer because it's an insult towards gay men, but she still bought me a Judith Butler book and listened to everything I said. Aw. Yeah, like people that our older right will remember that queer used to be a slur, but it's been decades, if not half a century, of it being reclaimed by the queer community.
Mhm.
So some people do not know that, but indeed, we've reclaimed it. It's ours now. Don't
Yeah.
touch it.
I like this thing. It's mine now.
Yes.
But I've experienced the same thing where I've said queer and people have like been taken aback by that.
Yeah.
Would you like to read Commander's excellent gayMA question?
Yes. So Commander says, I have a question for the gayMA. What is your favorite flavor of iced coffee?
Now this is the point
And
where I
this,
get kicked out of the gayMA
yes.
because I don't
I
drink
like
coffee.
iced coffee. Yes. And the DH isn't gay anymore because they don't drink iced coffee.
No, I don't. It's so funny because I don't mind coffee that started off hot, which has cooled while I've forgotten about it. I can drink that just fine. But if it starts life as iced coffee, I don't want it.
It starts life. I like both because I have ADHD. I don't finish my coffee when it's warm ever.
Yeah, no, I never. Like
But I
drink
do
cold
like
coffee
iced
more than I
as
drink
well.
hot coffee, but
Like when I started my ADHD medication, there was a time where my body was still adapting to the stimulants, and I couldn't drink caffeine anymore. Like it was making me feel physically ill because my body was like, too much stimulation. And the thing that I felt the most sad about was not being able to drink McDonald's iced coffee because it's so good. It's so creamy. It's like perfect right out of the tap. Just fucking IV. I need an IV of McDonald's iced coffee.
McDonald's coffee is way better than it has any right to be.
I know, right?
I think we spoke about this, or
We did.
Commander spoke about this in
We
his
often
stream
do.
because fucking they snagged Tim Hortons' supplier.
Yep, exactly. And Cameron said, we recently had a thing at work that was basically just don't be homophobic or transphobic. And it said, don't use phrases like, that's so gay. And I was like, oh no, I say that all the time. Yeah. And Toot says, the number one response in this household to I love you is gay.
Yay. Yep.
Welcome in, Sandy Lou. But these two are okay. I usually let the streamers answer questions, but these two are yappers. Thank you, too. It says it's so fucking good. And Muffin says I have decaf coffee most of the time. Body hates caffeine, but brain needs it. But today I had a real grown-up caffeinated coffee with fancy syrup. Hell yeah.
Oh,
And Lady K says that
K.
Arby's Jamocha shakes
They don't
are
have those
their
anymore in
favorites.
Canada. I don't know if they still have them in the States.
That sounds Jamocha sounds good though.
It's so good. Come on, Earls. I know you're thirsty. You're trying to get at my drink. Your water fountain's just over there.
Oh, baby.
When Early's thirsty and she doesn't want to go to the water fountain, she starts trying to get into my tumbler.
That's so funny.
And my coffee. Okay, hang on. Hang on. We have to take her. We have to take her to the water fountain. I know you don't want to go to the water fountain. You want to be on Daddy's desk instead. But you're going to knock over my tumbler and my coffee. So we're going over here. Your water fountain is full. There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Yuna is very picky about where she will drink her water. And by very picky, I mean she wants the toilet.
Yep. That's our
Like, she has a
Yuns.
water fountain that we clean regularly. She doesn't drink into it at all. Like, I've seen her. We bought a new one because the old one was kind of it was plastic and the plastic was getting eroded because of the water.
Mhm.
So we just bought a new one that's stainless steel. And I've seen her drink in it like twice since we bought it months ago, I think. Girly just wants the fucking toilet.
Yep. I mean, she is a connoisseur. She likes what she likes.
Yeah, that much she does. She knows what she likes and she knows what she wants.
Oh.
Our KFCs have shakes and boba now, but still no biscuits. That is illegal. I will burn down the last 3 Arby's near me if Jamochas get discontinued. Do it. But yeah, it's... For me, I think it would be McDonald's iced coffee. And for DH, it's none.
Yes, Lady K, KFCs in Canada do not have biscuits. The first time that Toot got KFC when we were up here, she was like, okay, let's order KFC. I want, whatever, and half a dozen biscuits. I'm like, I don't think they have biscuits. And she's
I
like,
can just imagine the look on Toot's
biscuits.
face.
Like, of course they have biscuits. And I'm like, they're not on the Uber. And she's like, okay, call them, because of course, like, they absolutely have biscuits. They absolutely did not have biscuits.
They do not. The first time I had proper biscuits was at your place, I think, when we ordered Popeyes.
Yeah, and even then they're not. Oh man, I miss
Proper.
I miss some Cracker Barrel biscuits.
Mm.
Yeah, I offered fries instead of biscuits. That's the only side that KFC has other than the macaroni salad and the coleslaw, which are less similar to biscuits than fries.
Lady K's gonna riot and come burn down all the Canadian KFCs.
I miss Cracker Barrel. I do. I haven't had it very often, but it's very good. No mashed potatoes, Colleen.
And Tit says, we recently switched everything to stainless steel because Gigi entered his angsty teen era. And Muffin says, Ed got chin acne, chacne, from their old plastic fountain bowl food bowls, according to the vet. And that's pretty much what Toot and DH came to.
Yep.
And that's why they changed to stainless steel.
Yeah, we changed to stainless steel everything.
Yeah.
And
no mashed potatoes. I don't think they have mashed potatoes.
No, they don't. We are donating all of our old food dishes because we had quite a few. So they're all going to the shelter near us, which is nice.
That is nice. Dude, I respect your restraint of not burning the KFC or not getting caught.
Grease fires happen,
To the shelter we got Sam from. Nice.
Yeah.
I can't believe we have like 15 minutes of stream left, barely.
I know, it's gone.
It went
by
so fast. Welcome in, Lady Mustang. Thank you for the follow. No biscuit, no mashed potato. Break skateboard.
We have touched on so many topics today.
I know. Queer people really love their biscuits, apparently, as well as iced coffee.
Yeah. I do enjoy, if I had to drink iced coffee, it would probably be like a caramel or a salted caramel.
Yes, those are very good.
Those are my favorite coffee flavors.
Mm-hmm. When I go to other coffee chains, that's usually what I get, like an iced vanilla latte or an iced caramel latte. At Starbucks, I'll get caramel macchiato.
My two favorite coffees from Coffin Creek are Rue Brew, which is salted caramel, and Toxic Toffee, which is caramel biscotti.
I absolutely adored Rue Brew. I didn't get it last time that we ordered because I wanted to try other things, but I think it's still my favorite at the moment.
Yeah. I might be ordering 2 pounds of it next time I need to restock.
Yes. Very good.
I think I've tried like everything that they have in decaf. So I'm finally like dialing it into my favorites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like their Pumpkinhead Pete as well.
Yeah.
And their Rigor Tortoise is also a top contender.
It took me way too long to figure out why it's called Rigor Tortoise. Because it's
it's like the
chocolate pecan and
turtles.
caramel. So it's like
Yeah.
a turtle.
Yeah. I don't Lady K doesn't even like KFC but is insulted. Very valid,
Churches
to be
is good.
honest.
I like Churches. I like their biscuits, the honey biscuits.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a restaurant. I was like, damn, in the US churches make chicken. Fried chicken.
There is a church near us that does pierogi dinners. They sell pierogies out of the basement.
I love pierogies. We recently had some, and Commander kind of like pan fried them in butter and garlic, and then we had them with this shit ton of sour cream.
That sounds
It was
good.
good.
Except for the sour cream. I don't care for sour.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
fucking love sour cream. I will like eat a whole tub of sour cream by myself, which is really weird because I usually hate that texture. Like,
Yeah.
I really don't like the yogurt texture, the cottage cheese texture, pudding texture. That is not the right color. That is. I was putting a. This is not. What color was I using before? I guess I forgot to. Whatever, it's going arts. I don't want to find out.
We're doing something else. What was I gonna say? The way we do pierogies, because Toot doesn't like onions and I can't eat onions. So I fry up a package of bacon and then I fry the pierogies in the bacon fat.
Ooh, that sounds so good. I need my body to calm the fuck down about coffee so I can have the butter pecan leshy coffee. Yes. Hopefully you can enjoy it soon.
I didn't make coffee before stream, but I think I'm gonna make coffee after stream.
Ooh, I pretty much finished my coffee. Look at me.
Nice.
This color literally has one stitch. One freaking stitch in all of my stitchable area.
That is
How
what
dare.
happens with full coverage.
2 followers away from the Pride crosswalk. I can't count. It's 3. Well, yeah, we're 3 followers away from the Pride crosswalk. We'll definitely get that in June then. It's really nice.
I am. How many followers? Oh, I am 1 follower away from 500. That's cool.
Well, you guys heard that. If you don't follow the Cozy DH, please do right now.
You guys don't have to, but thank you for the enthusiasm.
No, do it.
I knew I was close. I didn't realize I was that close.
Yeah. And in case you guys don't know as well, the Cozy DH is celebrating their affiliate anniversary today. So
Yeah, thank you.
happy 2 years.
3 years.
Is it 2 years? 3. Oh my god! What the fuck?
Yep.
Time is weird. Time
Moon,
is.
you've been subscribed for 36 years. For 36 years. For 36 months. How many years is that?
At least 2. Thank you for the hype muffin. Yes. We hype 3 years. Wow. Wow. Someone needs to make art of the moon base. I was thinking about that, Lady K, and one day. I mean, we could have a stream where I very badly draw the village on the moon. I don't think you guys want to see that. I mean, maybe you do. You think you do, you don't. I don't have many realism skills when it comes to art. I tend to say I'm bad at visual art, but I think that cross stitch counts as visual art, so I can't say that anymore.
I say I'm bad at traditional art. Not traditional art. How do I phrase it? I can't remember. I'm bad at drawing.
Yes, me too.
I'm bad at drawing and painting.
Seen my Photoshop skills. They're excellent.
Excellent. Get
Yay,
Surrealist
badly
Meme Lord
drawn.
Commander on it. Yo.
Yes. He does have Photoshop skills, that is true. Nastasia does want to say, oh goodness. That is crazy. I'm hitting 1 year of affiliate and it feels like the H has been doing it so much longer in a good way. Yeah. Time is a weird construct. It's feels like such a long time and so fast at the same time.
Yeah. I feel like I started streaming before I became disabled, but I didn't. Which is weird to me. Like, I feel like I've been doing it since I was working and I have not.
No, it's true. Right. Doing that one singular stitch in this one color.
You got this. I am stitching with 603, which is this bright pink, on my fabulous 90s wizard. I love him so much. Like, look how ridiculous this cloak is.
It's so good.
Like, there's purple and pink and beige and gold and dark brown. I almost said dark black. There isn't even black in this pattern.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Another 310 free pattern.
Yup. I think the darkest color is this brown, the 938. But yeah, I adore this pattern.
It's been a pleasure, but I'm gonna go stretch and lay down. Maybe try and catch a little more sleep. Have a great rest of your stream. Thank you so much, Panda.
Thanks, Panda.
Thank you for hanging out.
Bye-bye.
I do hope you have good rest.
Yeah, we are gonna wrap up in like 5 or 6 minutes here.
Yeah.
I also love cherry anything muffin. And Toot doesn't usually like cherry, but the Sour Ghost energy drinks are yes. We were talking this morning, like they need to come out with a spicy one because I was offering Toot suggestions. I was like, I put a spicy ghost in the spicy ghost? Spicy. So now the sour ghosts are spicy, but if they did put out a spicy ghost energy drink, Toot would be so on that. The sound of intense concentration from Moon.
Because I picked up the color 3746 and I was like, is that right? And then I looked back at Pattern Keeper, it was not right. It's 3726 that I needed.
Dang it. 3746 would be quite. Oh no, I'm thinking of 3846. Which is one of like the electric turquoise colors. Like, yeah, that wouldn't go.
This one is like a little mauve color, and the other one was like a purple. Like an actual purple. Oh, Glenn is twitchy sleeping. Baby. Whenever Yuna, like, is twitchy sleeping, I'm just like, I can't help it. I get such cute aggression. It's like...
Yep.
The little, like, whisker twitch and paw twitches.
Oh, it's so cute.
I think I'm finally gonna get to do more than like 10 stitches in a color.
Yay!
Yay!
I haven't done very many stitches at all because I had to like frog that first 40 that I did.
Yeah. It's so sad.
I know. User error. It's fine. But yeah, I don't think that would have worked if I had just fudged it because of the shading.
The color was so different.
I love these older patterns like the Teresa Wensler and stuff, the stuff that was basically charted before computers were really a thing, like their use of color is so different and interesting because they were pulling colors and they were matching stuff up. So it's combinations that I would not think of in shading that I wouldn't think of, but it works so well. Like look at this moon. Like look at it from far away and then look at it up close. And like that's a beige. That's not a different type of gold. That's a beige. But it works so well for the shading. Like you get so much dimensionality on that hat. Oh, I love.
It's really impressive what they can do.
I'm a little bit addicted to these older style patterns.
With reason, they're so good.
I'm actually running up on ads, so we might have to wrap up.
Yep. That is
I just snoozed
gonna
out.
be it for us today.
This morning. This afternoon.
This morning.
Yes.
In this current timeline.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Moon. I really appreciate it when you join me on a Saturday morning. And
I really love it. So thank you for having me.
Always. And thank you everybody for joining us, and thank you for your excellent questions. Thank you, Lady Mustang, for the follow. That's 500. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much. But thank you for all of your questions, and thank you for sharing your experiences with us. That really means a lot, that you feel like we're a safe space to share your experiences and share your lives with us. That means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for hanging out. This was really lovely. I really appreciate the time that we could spend together, the conversations we had. So thank you so much for joining us, guys. Really.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me as well, DH.
You are so welcome. So I'm gonna mute and just do my little wrap up, and then we should figure out someone to raid out to.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll do the same. I'll end the shared chat so we can spam our chats with end of stream stuff. And I'll see you soon on the other side, DH. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thank you. All right. Just us guys now. So let me have a look here. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. Like, I really, really appreciate it. And I just, yeah. Give me 1 sec to gather my thoughts here. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining us. If you would like to continue the conversation, you're always free to chat about this stuff in our Discord. If you are struggling, if you're having a tough time with mental health, with health, there is a section of our Discord for heavier topics where you can get support or just vent into the ether. So yeah, if you do need to continue, then here we are. You can come and join us. Check out the latest drop in the shop. And remember, the shop is open now, so if you guys would like to check that out, you can actually buy patterns and download your freebies directly from us, which is amazing. I am going to be announcing that the shop is open next week. Yeah, very, very cool. I will be back on possibly Monday for some co-working, but as always, Toot is going to be live tomorrow morning for some Faz for Ghost Church, so make sure you are following Toot. And then thank you for joining us today, Moon. Moon will be live again doing some stitching tomorrow evening along with their community showcase. So yeah, so that's it from me. We are going to find someone to raid out to. Grab the first message if you are subbed. Grab the second message if you are not subbed. And yeah, let's find someone to raid out. I have the option to raid to Moon. Sorry guys, we're just figuring out where we're gonna go. But yeah, I had such a good time today. I am so glad that you guys showed up and that you came with your own experiences, your own stories. That really means a lot to me. As always, stay tuned in the Discord for any announcements as to what's coming up. And yeah, that's all I got to say, unfortunately. It's just me and Earls. All right. Okay, so grab your raid message. We are heading on out. We're going to go see Sassacas, continuing the full coverage stitching with that Moon started. We're going to start the raid now. My friends, I will see you in the coffee shop. I'll see you in the Discord server. I'll see you on our brand new site. I will see you on Early's comfy desk spot. But most importantly, my friends, I will see you in my heart. All right. Bye, guys. Bye-bye.